Hello, and today we'll continue with Undefeated. So it's just, so I just hit buttons. Yeah, pretty much. Don't these guys do like some superpower shit? They gotta get super meter first. Wilson Redline are stationed up in the game room, or at least that's what Redline calls it. There's actually a few multimedia rooms down here all along the sides of the hallway leading to the immersion chamber. Each one has a big TV hooked up to some streaming services as well as a bunch of game consoles. Unfortunately, these rooms are off limits to anyone below tier 3s, but Bruce managed to sneak us in. A new video game just hit the shelves, and some top fighter took a day off to pick up a bunch of copies to bring them down for the rest of the guys. That doesn't sound of men enjoying a video game, I guess. Sounds more like they're throwing real punches instead of playing a game. Someone spikes a controller after an especially devastating round. I'm glad there's so many of them. No one's noticing that Bruce is hanging with Redline over there. Ha! The screen flashes bright colors as a huge crocodile guy pulls a heavy machine gun out of his trench coat, completely destroying Redline's character. What the fuck? Who taught you to do that? You did, dummy, I think. Brad drops his controller in sock as a crocodile character does a winning animation. It's kinda cool. Fuck, go again. Their laughing is only drowned out by the cacophony of rage and excitement from the other tier 3s across the room. The two are battling it out intensely for a short while. It's hard to imagine Bruce has never played this before today, but he's apparently doing something right. It looks like he's just mashing buttons, but then again, it looks like Redline's doing that too. Maybe I should have been paying attention to this explanation. They're both pretending to be really intense. Not familiar with that determined look on Red's face. I've seen it in training. I saw it in his fight with Jesse 2 weeks ago. He gets that whenever he's working hard, but also having a lot of fun at the same time. There's a smile there underneath those gritted teeth. Well, not anymore, now that Bruce somehow managed to win a second in a row. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. This crot's pretty cool. What do you say this game was called? Give me the one back. And there they go again. Red tapping away on that big weird box of a controller. Bruce clutching that way too small of a controller Red lent him. God, his hands are massive. That controller fit fine in my hands, but it looks like it was made for kids in his grip. The further the match goes on the more aggressive the two are getting. Red's tapping gets faster, Bruce's grip gets tighter. I can hear the plastic bend and quick as he moves and turns his wrist until both Red and Bruce snap to look at the chunks of plastic in Bruce's hands. Fuck. Oh no. God fucking damn it. He drops the broken controller, standing up and letting it fall to the floor. Red pauses the game and sets his joystick down. Hey man, it's okay. Bruce is fuming, stomping in circles off to the side, cursing under his breath until Redline steps in his path. Luckily, something happened on the big screen right as Bruce snaps, so the rest of the fighters don't seem to notice. Sorry, I'm such a fucking monster, Red. It's fine, Bruce. It's not. I broke your shit. It's okay, man. I got another spare. Yeah, but... And most of my games are 2-player anyways, so it's not like we're going without a controller. That's why we have a spare, I guess. The two wandered back to their seats, Bruce grumbling a bit. Where was this kind of remorse when he broke my ribs? I guess he does have a reputation to uphold when the cameras are rolling. That doesn't make it sting any less. That was months ago at this point, but I still feel a little pain whenever I take a deep enough breath. I still bring that up with Drayden. So what else do we have planned? You can use my joystick if you want to practice. I'll pass. I don't want to break more of your stuff. You're fine, man. It happens, I swear. I see more broken controllers by guys my size, although they're usually smash. Another fighter strikes their controller to the ground and starts arguing. Something about screen peeking. Yeah, throwing their controllers into the ground. I promise, Bruce, you're fine. He let out a sigh. I'm sorry, little buddy. I'll steal you one from Fang. Please don't. I mean, clearly they got reserves. I assume they'll have to pay for those. You'd be surprised what they let top tiers get away with down here, Xander. One time, I stayed up past my bedtime. My coach got pissed. That happened to you too? They both crack a smile. Yeah, man. Except he let me off with a warning and a slap on the wrist. If I was tier 1, he would have snapped my neck. What in the fuck are you two talking about? Just go over what could happen if I stole a controller. Or if you go out past your bedtime. We don't have bedtimes? And can't you just buy him a new controller? Bruce rolls his eyes. Well, yeah, if you want to be lame about it, where's your sense of adventure? I might be better off stealing one, if that's the result. You're not exactly built for stealth, Bruce. Maybe that's exactly what I want you to think. Says Redline does an overdramatic gasp. I'm glad they're at least getting along. Redline was all quiet a few weeks ago, but since then, we've been seeing Bruce more and more often. It's a little awkward, but he always manages to find a way to make it seem like a coincidence. His buds just happen to sit next to us at meal times. He's always somehow working out near our schedule. And now this little gaming session. I'm glad I don't have to be scared of him anymore. I can at least admit that. We've even been getting a little closer since Red's fight. Turns out he and I are actually from neighboring cities. Fang made up some fake info for his public bio in an effort to make him more mysterious, but we both think it's because they don't want to advertise a champion that's coming from a city town. I don't trust him fully just yet, but at least now the threat of him ripping my hair off in public isn't present as much. Well, he stands up to stretch, ruffling with his hair as he follows suit. Got any other ideas? I can run up and grab my other controller. Nah, I'm all video gamed out. Yeah, and I've got to head to an appointment. Oh, Xander's in trouble. I'm going to see Drayden. It's not like I'm getting calls at the principal's office. What'd you do, Xan? Rob a bank? Steal a controller? He's been staying up past his bedtime for months now. I thought we raised you better for saying. I'm leaving. They laugh as I finally managed to get away, reaching some peace in the quiet hallway. Okay, maybe a bit too quiet. I hope they at least find something to keep them entertained. This is the first time I've had an appointment to see Drayden in a while, even for anything medical, thankfully. I've bumped into him in the halls a few times though, at the cafeteria too. He's usually accompanied by Bucky, but that might be just a coincidence. Maybe I can grill him about the reasoning for that as payback for how pussy he is regarding my well-being. That'll sew him. Drayden's already in his office. When I get there, the only thing separating his room from any other room is some kind of oil diffuser. It's sitting on his table, shooting out an unjust amount of vapor. Hello, Xander. Thank you for meeting with me today. He's speaking in an overly calm tone. And all those sweatpants? I'm trying something new. What do you think? I fanned some of the vapor away from my face. Hotboxing your paces is one way to get them to calm down, yeah. The doctor laughs and adjusts the diffuser. I've been trying to make therapy sessions more enticing. You'd be surprised how many men down here could use it. You know, I really don't think that would surprise me at all. Another laugh as Drayden crosses her leg and leans back into his chair. I suppose you and I do see the same sort of people day in and day out. I guess so. You don't. You just don't have to deal with them being aggressive in the gym. Oh, there's been a few folks in the med bay that require some added security. You know how grumpy some men can get after a loss. Was that a jab at me? Oh no, not at all. Sorry, I chuckled, still sitting in my seat. I'm just teasing. I'll stop it. It scares me. The two of us giggled. It feels nice to have this alone time with him, but I guess we should get started. Of course, what brings you in? I guess I wanted to talk about my dad. Did something happen since our last session? Sorta, yeah. I got a text from him. At first I was excited because it meant I wouldn't have to talk in person, but he just told me to call him. And that's not very useful. Why? He was always like that, wanted to talk about things face to face. I guess that's not really a bad thing, but sometimes I would just fuck up, you know? It happened with my mom too. Can you give me an example? I got a call from your teacher. Care to explain your grades? I don't know, the class is hard. Look at me while I'm talking to you. You need to get it together. Your cousins graduated with a perfect GPA, and your father and I did too. I'm sorry. Sorry? Is that really the attitude you want to have? I'm so sick and tired of. Look at me. She would always hit the table when she got mad. You're not even trying anymore. I'm sick of it. Well, do you have anything to say? Or are you just gonna stand there looking sad? I can't say sorry again. She'll keep slamming the table. And this time it might not be the table she hits. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Xander, I don't know what to say. Whenever people get mad, I freeze up. It happened with Mom and Dad. It happened with the commissioner. It happened when I first met Bruce. And whenever it happens, Why are you mad? It's your fault it got this bad in the first place. I don't know what to say, so I stay quiet. But if I stay quiet, they get mad. And when they get mad, I want to apologize. But if I apologize, they won't. They don't accept it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they wanted from me. I'm sorry. This better not come up again, understand? Yes. So you would lock up whenever faced with that intense fear. Yeah. There's a joke about looking like a deer in the headlights. I wasn't about to say it, but he scribbles a little more down. You sometimes have trouble talking to someone that's yelling at you. I think that's perfectly normal. And I take it you try to approach it over text. Since you struggle with these kinds of face-to-face interactions, yeah. But I might have gone a little overboard, I guess. You're finally home. Yeah. I got your text. I'm sorry. That's what you said in your text. About 100 times too. I'm sorry. You overreacted again. You need to get your attitude in check. Sorry. Stop it. Stop making excuses. You always do this. You freak out and overreact over nothing. Are you scared of me? Do you think I'm going to hurt you? Yes. I'm not going to kill you because of a bad grade. My body tenses up when I hear the garage door open. When you beat the table in front of me, it makes me wonder what would happen if it wasn't blocking me from you. I have to stay up late and listen for your footsteps to stop before I can leave my room so I don't have to feel you look at me. Don't look at me. I fucking hate you. Please don't look at me. Don't you feel safe with us? Children feel safe. Children that feel safe don't hide themselves away. If I felt safe, I wouldn't be apologizing. If we're such awful people, you can go live with your friends. You said that once. Look how you turned out when I actually left. Stop crying. You're so sensitive. I take a deep breath. Ground yourself. After a moment, I open my eyes and see Drayden. He has such compassion, so much patience, so much forgiveness. I'm safe. I'm safe here. Sorry. I like to think I was a good student, and a good son too, I guess. But whenever I couldn't be perfect, they would go ballistic. It's stupid to admit, but it was always really scary, and it was over stuff that never really mattered. Grades, clothes, food, mess anything up, and they start slamming doors. Did they ever hit you? No. He wrote something down, but it felt like they were going to. One day near the end of sophomore year, I found out I was getting a bad grade in my class. Not failing, but not good either. I didn't know what they wanted. I was trying my best. I couldn't stay silent, so I just lost it at school. Sent them a fuck ton of texts apologizing, telling them that I was going to be better. I wanted to be good for them. I didn't want them to be mad at me. It's such a stupid thing to have a breakdown over. But it felt very good. You said it yourself. It felt like they were going to hurt you. I don't think that's a bad reason to break down. The threat of physical harm felt real. Even if it was over a D in English class or whatever. It was a C in physics. It was a C? Obviously worthy of assaulting your child over. That managed to get a little laugh out of me. I wiped the beads of tears welling at the ends of my eyes. I never got a worse punishment than just some simple grounding or a load of extra chores. I mean, I was still young, so that was the most they could do without it getting dangerous. But it felt just like I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. One day I was going to fuck up and they'd start swinging. I'm thankful it didn't come to that, and these are the people you were trying to be perfect for. Wouldn't it be nice to put that energy toward people that care about you? It's a bit jarring to hear that out loud. Do they care for me? I mean, they cared for me once, but now that I'm fully independent, sorry, you have nothing to apologize for. If everything you've told me, I think it's perfectly natural to feel the way you feel. They treated every little mistake like a life or death situation that's trained your mind to react like that to everything. So someone could say it might have toughened you up, but is it that worth it? Is it healthy to scare someone to submission? It feels like life has been very cold for you, Xander. I guess I still have trouble accepting it. My parents paid for my classes and everything, though. They gave me a lot. They also threatened you with assault and kicked you out when you were 16. My God, Xander, you don't have to give them a pass for doing the bare minimum. It sounds like they went through the emotions, which isn't bad. There are some things a parent should do as a baseline, but I also think not making your child think you're going to beat them should be on that list. I'm not going to tell you whether or not you should forgive them. That's not a decision I can make. But when that time comes, I want you to ask yourself if they deserve all the energy you spend fearing them. No. He laughs. Well, I'm glad that's figured out. Therapy over. But really, they can claim their love for you, but that doesn't really cancel out their actions, right? It's not healthy to live with that mindset. Down here, people get hurt all the time. Bones break, cartilage tears, wounds open. Those can be repaired. But your parents, they hurt you, Xander. They've hurt you in a way that medicine can't fix. He pauses after saying that, looking straight into me. For some reason, tears reach my eyes. Yeah, they hurt me. I have to understand that. I have to stop making excuses for them. Drayden just looks at me. Please don't. I don't want you to see me cry. Ignoring a cut doesn't make it go away, Xander. It gets infected, and the infection grows and it spreads. And it's been festering in you for so long, Xander. Please stop. I have to close my eyes so he can't see me cry. I don't want this to be his problem. But then, his body presses against mine, arms draped over my shoulders. Drayden is so soft, so delicate, but his hold is firm. I'm sorry that you've been hurting for so long. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that this hurts now. I'm sorry. But this is the only way the wound can start to heal. I'm sorry. You're brave for coming to see me. You're brave for surviving. Thank you for being so strong for all this time. No more. I don't need to hold back, and I don't think I can. I start sobbing into Drayden. All this ugliness, all this hate, forced out of my body. My heart doesn't deserve the weight. It can't carry it. I don't deserve to carry it. I forced my heart to stay cold so nobody would come near, so I didn't have to be afraid of anything or anyone. But Drayden's hug, his voice, his body, is also warm. You're safe here, Xander. I'm safe here. I'm safe. Those words scare me. I don't know what safe is, or maybe I forgot it too long ago. But here and now, I don't have to worry. I thought I could just get past it. I thought it would go away when I left. You also tried to bench 175 when you were injured, and look how that turned out. It's scary. I know it is. A lot of men are too scared to face it. Drayden lets out a slow sigh, his hug staying firm. I'm so proud of you for coming to see me and for being so open. It hurts to pour your heart out like this. The two of us stayed there for a while as my sobs petter out, muffled into his jacket. Do you need some space? I can. As he pulls away, I'll hold him closer. Just a little longer, if that's okay. Of course, it is, Xander. A bit of time passes with some more encouraging words. I don't remember, my head always gets a little fuzzy in therapy. Maybe it's the essential oil assaulted my snout. The tears are all trapped out at this point, so Drayden's back in his chair writing something down on the clipboard. I'd like to see his notes sometime. So are you all set? I think so. I'm going to work on all this broken mess over dear. The cat shakes his head. Not broken, not a mess. I don't want to hear any self-deprecating language. You're not a mess. You're not something that needs fixing. You're a strong young man that's lived with a lot of pain, and now you're healing. Having a good positive mindset is very important in the healing process, Xander. Granted, it won't fix everything, but it's definitely going to help. And as for your freezing up issue, we can talk more on that in our next session, though it is interesting. Redline mentioned that you stood up for him before his fight. You didn't even flinch. That's right, Cole. I guess it's easier when I'm defending someone I care about. Drayden gives a gentle smile. That's very honorable. Let's see if we can get you to care about yourself that much too. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about today? So maybe explore that a little more. Actually, yeah, a few weeks back, me and Xander were hanging out. He was getting really talkative and anxious, so I don't know why I'm dancing around the subject. It's not like we fucked or anything. Just pet him on the head like a dog. Drayden looks confused but happy. Oh, is that a problem? No, it's not, I think. It's just confusing. I did it just off of instinct. And I've never had that instinct to do it before. It sounds like you two have gotten a little closer since then. I guess that is true. I just don't like seeing other people be mean to him. I don't have a clear picture of what he's got going on, but I know he's not doing well. If that big piece of shit Cole tries to make it worse, I'll send him to the med bay. Drayden lands nervously and shifts in his seat. As an employee who is also your friend, I'm not going to choose to not have heard that. But I am thankful that you two are becoming friendlier. I think it's good for the both of you. Yeah, I think so too. And I feel like I should apologize to him. For what? Just everything. I've been kind of an asshole for a while. I don't want to make his situation any worse. He smiles and writes something down. Well, I don't think Redline would ever hold that sort of thing against you, but if you feel compelled, I'm sure Redline will appreciate it. Oh, and of course, let me know if anything happens between you and your father. I'm always here if you need him. If you need me, I nod and make my way to the door. Thank you, Jordan. Take a deep breath and move on. I don't like thinking about that sort of stuff. It tugs at that hole in my chest, makes it feel like something's missing. Maybe things would be different if I didn't have to suffer like I did as a kid. Maybe I wouldn't be here. Bruce wouldn't have to worry about his job, but maybe Redline would still be living alone. And something creeps down my spine when that thought appears. I don't know how well off Red would be without me. That sounds a little selfish, but I can't help but worry about him. Him and his soft fur. Fuck. Why? Why did I pair him in the first place? He seemed so anxious. I couldn't just let him feel scared. It's the last thing he needs, especially with everything he's going through. Yeah, that's it. I was just trying to be nice. So why do I want to pair him again? Ever since that night, I wanted to spend more and more time with him. Do I like him, or do I just feel some sense of friendship for the first time in forever? I have feelings for Redline. Yeah. Romance, I never really felt like it was for me. I threw out any chance of that happening when I got kicked out. But it's been so long, maybe I should try to pursue it. What's the worst that can happen? Red turns me down, and every interaction we have from that point on is horribly uncomfortable. And that does sound pretty silly, but he did mention that he thought I was cute. Maybe that was his way of telling me how he felt. He could have been drunk too. Wait, no, those were non-alcoholic beers, right? Yeah. Just the thought of asking someone how they feel makes my stomach churn. I shouldn't see. Oh boy. I can't say that I have feelings for Redline. Romance, I never really felt like it was for me. I threw out any chance of that happening when I got kicked out. But it has been so long. Maybe I should try to pursue that. What's the worst that can happen? Where it turns me down in every interaction we have from that point on is horribly uncomfortable. Yeah, that does sound pretty silly, but he did mention that he thought I was cute. Maybe that was his way of telling me how he felt. He could have been drunk too. No. Wait, no. Those were non-alcoholic beers, right? Yeah, just the thought of asking someone how they feel makes my stomach churn. I shouldn't care how he feels about me. I'm getting too ahead of myself. Stop it. Focus on the now and not Red. Or his soft fur. Or the way he giggles when he tells a stupid joke. I'm fucked. Ugh, and this is probably one of those things that won't go away without talking to him about. I can keep a secret, but it's a lot harder when they're in your face all the time. Maybe I can talk to Drayden about it. Wait, I was gonna ask Drayden about him and Bucky. God damn it. That would have been the perfect time to bring it up too. Next time then. Right now though, I should probably get to lunch. Before I can get there though, Xander. He's sprinting down the hall, impressively weaving his way through the various groups of people standing between us. Of course, most of them manage to hear his call and step to the side before he accidentally barrels into them. Once he's close enough, he dives towards me. Thankfully, I'm used to this. I catch a hyena, letting his momentum carry us in a spin as I hold him close. Ray has an apparent blush on his face and giggles a bit before he speaks. Dude, I just got an email that says I need to be in attendance at lunch today. Is that a good thing? Yeah, usually. It usually means there's a surprise title fight coming up. A surprise fight? I suppose it has been a few weeks since his last one, after all. But 4-0 and getting a shot at the title already? I didn't think it was matchmaking day yet. It's not. I mean, not for another week or something. Wouldn't they rather do it then? Not if it's a sudden replacement, like how with my last fight I got swapped in at the last minute. That's true. Well, whatever it is, it sounds pretty exciting. Red's already tugging my arm as if he's trying to sprint to the cafeteria and managed to keep up. We both managed to find a seat pretty quickly. Red tore through the lines in an effort to get seated faster. You know that it won't matter how fast we eat, they'll announce it at the same time regardless. The yin looks at me with a mouthful of food, then swallows. Maybe they'll see how fast I'm eating and announce it sooner. He answers quickly, opting to stuff more food in his face. The lunch goes on for a while, with Redline getting more and more anxious the longer it lasts. Your whines sound like those videos where a dog is waiting at the door for its owner to come back home. It's our anxious whine. It's been passed down through our family for generations. Do you have any other sounds? He proceeds to sample a few other whines. Those all sound the exact same, but with different lengths. Yeah, the length of the whine indicates the intent behind it. See, it's actually really interesting. I did some research on how sounds have evolved through. Ah, thank goodness. It looks like he's about to explode. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you've been enjoying your lunch. I have a few very special announcements to make. You finally get married. I'm already... You're trying for a baby? How far along are you? He's dying out there. And I'm dying over here. Just read the fucking card. A few people, Theodore included, turned to the source of the sound. I never heard Redline sounding aggressive. There was even a growl in his voice. The rapper clears his throat and continues. With the following 12 fighters, please come to the steps here in front of me. Proceeds to list off a few names of people I don't recognize. Each name is accompanied by a resounding single cheer from the audience. And last but not least, Redline Grey Fang. I've never seen Redline move this fast. He's up at the steps like a streak of lightning and lines up next to the rest of the fighters. Due to the excellent performance of these 12 fighters, Fang is excited to offer everyone standing up here a promotion. Tier 1 fighters, you are now Tier 2, and Tier 2s are now Tier 1. The crowd's already erupted in cheers, applauding their friends and colleagues. I do notice a few people that are very clearly not happy with one or two stomping out of the cafeterias. But the smile on Redline's face is too perfect. He doesn't know where to look, so his head just keeps darting to the crowd, then to me, then to the fighters next to him, then back to me. His tail swats the next guy to him on accident, but he's too happy to get scared when the big cat growls at him. You 12 will get a new email detailing your contracts and room assignments shortly. Please enjoy the rest of your day. I think this is the first time I've seen Theodore leave the lunchroom without being harassed. Wait, room assignments? We're getting new rooms? Dude, he's beaming as big as ever as he returns. I'm wondering if he heard everything Theodore said. It was pretty loud at the end there. Congratulations, Red. That's huge. What's the pay raise? I think it's like double, and that's double from the previous pay rate before I was docked a few months ago. More vacation days, unlimited cafeteria access, private coaching. This is huge, dude. I'm really happy for you, Red. Thanks. Ow. Fuck. Grass. Bruce walks by, barking red on the scalp, and catches him winking at Redline before walking off with his crowd of friends. I guess that counts as discreet. Nobody else could have noticed. At least Red knows enough not to make a big deal of it in front of everyone, but his tail is still wagging. We get rid of our trays and start to head on up to our room. So when does it take effect? I think it's immediately. Let me check the email. He whips out his phone and scrolls for a bit. Yep, says it's effective immediately. And there's a bonus too. I get 5 vacation days right away. That's awesome. He gives her a nervous laugh. Yeah, for a while it was rough. I think everyone in my family has problems with it, but Blake and Grant especially had it bad. Don't know why, but Dad seemed to have it out for them. They weren't really, masculine or whatever, soft, but like in a nice way, Dad always gave them shit, calling them sissies or sensitive, that sort of thing. He never really cared what they got up to unless it was something that he hated. Then he'd get mad at them. I wasn't old enough to remember too much about Grant, but Mom always made sure to point out how he stopped smiling in family photos. He loved hearing that every time we looked through the albums. Blake and I are only 2 years apart, so we shared the room. He was always really quiet, really shy, really bad at eye contact, just like talking to everyone. Grant went off to college just as Blake got into high school, but when he came back for the summer, he was totally different. He sat me and Blake down and taught us about stuff like panic attacks, anxiety, and everything. I thought it was kind of weird at the time, but Blake was crying, and then he hugged Grant. Like he never hugged anyone, not even Mom. Anyways, after that, whenever Blake started freaking out, I was there to help. Or, not help make it worse. But yeah, Blake and I got really close for a while. Then he went off to college, and none of us really heard from him either. Grant too. They both do their own thing now. I think they hate Dad, and I don't really blame them. There's a beat of silence, and Red shakes his head and sighs. Sorry, I didn't mean to ramble like that. So you're feeling okay? It sounds like your dad's a real piece of shit. Uh-oh. Sorry, I meant. No, he can be a lot. At the very least, he sounds like he wasn't great to your brothers, and suddenly that became your responsibility. I guess that's true. But hey, now I'm able to help other people when they need it. You always manage to look on the bright side of things. Someone has to. He laughs, but I feel like he's playing it too cool. There's a lot of pressure for one person to carry. Maybe I should help him. Thanks, Red. So he can do private coaching now? Yep, though I'm still considering sticking with Bucky. I've got a score to settle with him. What's the score, like 80-0? Hey, I made him tap one. So he wins one fight and gets promoted? He gets all this incredible shit, but I'm still fighting Bruce forever? This is so fucking stupid. I'm working my ass off, fighting some massive animal, and I barely make it out alive, and I can't even get a day off? He doesn't deserve this. I deserve it. I swear to God, Wait, stop. I'm freaking out. What did Drayden say again? Grab myself. Find something I can grab. I reached over and grabbed Redline's waist. Redline's wrist. It just sort of happens. I wasn't thinking. I don't know. I just need to breathe. I look at him. Hey, you alright? I don't know. Oh. Well, here, we're by our room, so Redline quickly opens the door and pulls me inside. Before I know it, we're sitting on our respective beds. Red has both my hands in his thumbs rubbing small, gentle circles on mine. You're breathing too fast. Am I? I am. Try to slow down. I am. In and out. There you go. My brothers had panic attacks like this all the time. Everything's gonna be okay, I promise. Thanks. Sorry. He laughs. What are you apologizing for? For getting mad at you about your promotion. Is what I should have said, but I don't want him to know what I was thinking. For grabbing you like that. Redline rolls his eyes. It's all good, Xander. Honest. You startled me for a second, but I'm just glad you're okay. He starts to pull away, but I hold onto his hands. I think he gets the picture. Take all the time you need, man. Time passes and my head starts to clear. I'm glad I didn't lose my cool at him again. He doesn't deserve that. Not right after he got this kind of news. All better? I think so. Thanks, Red. Happy to help, man. You said you've helped your brothers like that. So, 79-1. He laughs and I smile. I guess I should bring it up now. And rooming? His ears fold a little at hearing that, and he pulls his phone up. Yeah, I have a new room. No word on a roommate yet, but they need me to move today. Actually, like right now, so it says here that the moving trolleys are only available for a few hours, so someone bangs at the door. Both of us snap to attention, and Redline goes to open it. Make way, pipsqueak. Rodano stomps in, slamming the door behind him. He's got a stack of moving crates cradled under one arm and drops them down on the floor between our beds. I can hear a lot of commotion in the hall. Seems there's a lot of folks moving today. Once Redline peels himself off the wall, Bruce shoves him into he growls playfully. Hey, you can at least say please. Yeah, you gonna be mad if I don't? Get your sick pat. I thought they were gonna hire moving staff. Hire? The heavyweights volunteer to help. Bruce starts tossing Redline's bed seats into a moving crate and Red pulls on his arm. Easy, Bruce, those stay here. They aren't mine. Huh. They told me to store everything in a container and lug it upstairs. Been a while since I was in the low tiers, so I don't remember what came with the rooms. But I remember the seats being nicer than this. I rip a hole in these just by laying on them. Actually, come to think of it, I did that once in mattress too. He laughs loudly, and the two of them scramble to fit everything Redline owns into a few crates. I feel like I should help. So where exactly is he moving to? I'd already told you, dumbasses, go upstairs. What, did I knock too many brain cells loose in our fight? He's talking loud, but so no animosity in his face. I guess he's trying to keep up appearances since the hallway is so full of people. He actually mouths the word sorry at me. I haven't seen the place, but maybe we can see it together. Some sort of emotion wells up inside me. Why would I want to see a goal I'll never be able to attain? I shake it off and smile. So, that sounds like fun. Do you need help packing? Yeah, like you wimpy little arms are really gonna help cram this shit into these boxes. Bruce finishes neatly folding up one of Redline's blankets and places it inside another crate. I have no responsibility to help, but I might as well. Somehow we managed to get most of Redline's things crammed into the boxes, save his box fan, light stick, and a laundry hamper filled with clothes. 4 crates stacked high in Bruce's arms with Redline lugging a duffel bag full of assorted goods out the door. Need any help? Bruce laughs as the door opens. Yeah, if we need help crying like a bitch, I'll give you a call. Here, take the shortcut. We make our way into the side staircase, go up the stairs this time, 1, 2, 3 flights up. We find a door that looks similar to the one on our level itself. Hey Zan, grab the door. There's a fingerprint lock. Oh shit, I can't. I think it should work for me. He puts a thumb to the pad and sure enough it beats and unlocks. The tier 2 hallway is wider than ours and the rooms are spaced further apart, so they must be bigger. Oh man, this hallway's huge. It's like being at a hotel. You ever sprint down one of those bad boys? Here, watch. Nope. Bruce manages to plug his claw behind Redline's shirt and the little guy doesn't even get a chance to try. It wounds down at the end of the hall, I think. We count the number of rooms all the way down to the opposite end. You could have gotten in here faster if you let me run, and not picking up any shit you dropped. It's still an empty hallway, but Bruce is trying to keep up appearances in case anyone overhears. Redline opens the door in. It looks a lot like our bedroom, but with only one bed and a TV on the table. Small. No, you're just used, and so is this room. Redline drops whatever he was carrying and does a little twirl, then collapses onto the bed. With all this space, I could finally get that dance game machine I was telling you about. Somehow, I don't think it will fit. Bruce gently sets the stack of crates down, then places each of them on the floor so the stack doesn't topple over. I guess you won't need to keep my extra stuff in your room anymore, Bruce. I guess not. But I'm sure we can find a better way to store it. Right now, it's all in a big garbage bag in the corner. But I asked you to feed and walk it 3 times a day. Redline goes to start unpacking, but his phone buzzes. He holds it up to his head. Yellow? Uh-huh. I'm moving into the new room. Oh, when does that start? Oh yeah, I can. Oh, so we have to be there early? Water away. I'll head down now. What's up? That was Theo. He said that the new Tier 2s have some kind of orientation meeting. Since it's my first promotion, I have to be there early for some extra paperwork or something. Sorry for bailing in the middle of all your help. It's fine. I think we're about wrapped up, but the crates have to be back by tonight, so... Here. Bruce lifts up a crate and flips it, dumping the carefully folded contents onto the floor. Bruce laughs and does the same, clearing the containers in exchange for a huge mess on the ground. There you go. Seems much more like his style. What does that mean? Mean you're a mess. The 3 of us move into the hall, all walking the same way. Et tu Zandi? I like to think I'm a clean young man. As far as hyenas go, sure. But I bet that's the cleanest your room is ever gonna be. Hey, that's not true. When I get to Tier 3, that room will be spotless. Why, and then you'll move in. Okay, easy. You're gonna be okay while I'm doing this orientation thing. Yeah, I'll be fine. Probably hang out in the library or something. The 3 of us part ways. I start down the library, but before I get there, I remember my phone's still in our room. No, my room. It's not our room anymore. I turn around to go back upstairs to grab it. My own room. Finally, that's what I wanted all this time. Some peace and quiet. I get to the room in record time, or at least it feels faster because I don't have someone talking my ear off. I feel Redline's things are still here. He's still planning to come down and grab them, but I guess that will happen later. My phone's sitting charged on the nightstand. I drop down my bed and let out a long, tired sigh. I'll just hang here for a minute before heading down to the library. No Redline, no Bruce, just peace and quiet. Feels like a long time since I've been able to just relax knowing that someone won't barge into my room. It's nice. The last time I felt like this was right after I moved out of my parents' place. God, I was so scared. My hand was shaking when I went to sign that lease. I'm surprised they even rented a place to a teenager. I guess landlords will do anything if the money's good. I wanted to stay with Vinny for longer, but he done so much for me already. I was such a burden. Maybe I should give him a call sometime, catch up with him, see how he's doing. Not that I'd be able to visit until I'm out of this hellhole. That would require me to actually win a fight, but everyone knows that won't happen. Bucky and Drayden probably know that much too, but they don't know how to break the news to me. Might as well resign to a life of getting my ass kicked by Bruce, right? At least he has enough heart to not try to kill me. I need to start being realistic. If I had any sort of value, I would be winning fights already. I'd be tier 2 like Red is. So in a way, I probably deserve this. The fights, the lockdown, the isolation is all punishment for me. No, stop. What am I thinking? I sit up on the bed and immediately notice how fast I'm breathing. Slow down, breathe. This panic attack shit never stops, does it? Does being alone with my thoughts for 5 minutes really do that much damage to my psyche? God, I'm fucking pathetic. Just chill the fuck out. My voice reaches no one's ears. I'm alone. I'm alone. Hang on, somebody's at the door. The electronic thumb pad beeps and the door unlocks. They still have you registered on my door lock red line. I turn the great red and see Bruce standing there, alone. He looks more confused than I do. Oh. How did you get in here? Hi, Zen. He shuts the door quick, beaming wide. I gotta stop right here. Yes. Alright, so we got to learn more about Xander and how he endured his parents throughout his childhood. And his parents were the types who expected nothing but excellence. They didn't want bad or horrible. They didn't want good or great. But they only expected excellence. And when Xander did do great, that wasn't enough for them. They got angry, they would berate him, and to the point that Xander was afraid of them. Like with his mother, she would get angry with him and say that it's unacceptable, and Xander would just get afraid, and because he feared that she would strike him. And whenever the garage door opens, or if he hears footsteps, he would be afraid his father would come into his room and strike him. So he always say, "I'm sorry." I mean, when he says "I'm sorry," I mean, like Dad, that's very traumatic. I mean, you keep saying "I'm sorry" because you just want them to forgive you and have mercy on you. So certainly had a rough childhood. I mean, I understand that you want the best for your child. You want the child to do the very best, but his parents just did it the wrong way. I mean, or maybe they didn't care that they did it the wrong way. That they just want Xander to go strictly by their exceptionally high standards. So he wasn't a bad kid. He just had, his parents gave him expectations that were way too high, and I mean, like, they got angry with him over making a C. I mean, it's not necessarily bad grades. I mean, it's not like he made an F, but because he did okay on a class assignment, they got angry with him. They want him to do excellent, not okay, not good or great, even. Just they expect nothing but excellence from him. And they use his cousin's success against him, say that his cousins made high GPAs and they're in college and all that. I mean, yeah, so I guess it's kind of like those tiger moms, in Asia. They yell at you and scold you and call you worthless if you don't perform upset to a exceedingly high standard. Like, you gotta be perfect all the time. So his parents kind of remind me of those parents in Asia, those tiger moms. And and Redline got promoted to the second tier, so he'll get better services as a fighter. Unfortunately, he had to leave the room that he shared with Xander, so he'll be getting his own room, and the room is bigger. So now, I think this, for him to be promoted so soon, that's what Xander was wondering, why he got promoted so soon. I think this is some kind of a effort by the commissioner. I mean, I think he targeted Redline specifically because he might have overheard Redline say that he wants to take over Fang. So, is there some kind of ulterior motive to promote Redline so quick? Could be. But it looks like Xander will begin his. It looks like Xander will have his room to himself for a while, unless in the next video somebody new entirely moves in with him. If that happens, hopefully they're just as friendly with him as Redline was, because you get some of these nasty, mean guys who are just mean for no reason, which seems to be the majority of the people in there in Fang, and that could cause a whole lot more. I mean, that can cause a lot of new problems for Xander. But hopefully the new person is nice. Just as nice as Redline, or at least nice enough for Xander to deal with. Or hopefully the room they let Xander just have the room to himself, and they'll not give him a new partner. So we see Bruce at the end come in and seems to be more friendly with a smile on him. So, and throughout the video, we see him having to live up to that facade, because people were in the hallway moving, and they could see him in the room with Xander and Red. So he had to keep up with appearances by being mean and hostile and insulting Xander. Though we could tell he was kind of guilty in doing it. But anyway, yeah, we'll see Bruce next time and see. Well, it seemed like he was expecting Redline to be there, but instead Xander answered the door. So we'll see more Bruce next time. So thank you all very much for watching. Thank you all very much for watching. I mean, this dog over here is barking, so I'm gonna end it. So thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.